Hey everybody, Steve Browski. Welcome to tip 83 in the series 101 tips to ace your promotional exam. As a reminder, my website has a lot of great free information on there on the free stuff link. And this series is based on my latest book from Fire Dream Books and Videos of the same name, available off their website as well as mine. So tip 83. This tip is pretty straightforward. It's always about the details, and again, the details. Yes, I got to say it 3 times, I guess, short of making an uppercase to shout at you. Got to repeat it to make it important. Anyway, as you've seen or heard or read throughout this book, I have a number of my friends, brothers, sisters, mentors of mine that are voices of experience. This one, Sean Gray, captain out of Cobb County, Georgia, Fire and Emergency Services, wrote the voice of experience that goes along with this one. So thanks, brother Gray. I appreciate that. And being that tonight's game 6, as we're taping this, of the Atlanta Braves, Houston Astros World Series game, I know you're watching and rooting for the Braves. So go Braves, brother. No offense to Houston fans, but hey. All right. Tip 83. When I talk about the details, complete the paperwork. And I say that, and paperwork is paper, but also in today's world, most applications are online, or your resume is done with a Word document. So work with me on this one. Maybe I should just say documentation, but anyway, complete it. When you have an application to complete, it's amazing how many people don't fill in all the boxes, or they leave blanks. Don't leave blanks. Put not applicable if it's not applicable. Make sure, try to be professional. This is your representation of you, your brand, yourself. So complete the paperwork. Make sure you dot all the I's, cross all the T's, because you may be missing something. Also, not just completing the paperwork, read the fine print, because make sure you're including everything, because sometimes departments say don't include a resume, or you're required to include a resume, or they don't say anything at all about a resume, but make sure you don't include one when they don't want one, and vice versa. Or they say include copies of your certifications, to make sure that you're qualified to take the test. So make sure you complete the paperwork, dot your I's, cross your T's. Make sure your resume application are dialed in. I mean, it sort of goes with the above, complete your paperwork, but make sure it looks professional. Get a third set of eyes to look at it, because I don't know about you, but I know for me, when I've been looking at something and focusing on something for hours on end, whether it's a resume, a book, an article, an application, something that I'm taking a lot of pride in, that I want to be showing my best foot forward on, and I want to make sure it's professional. Shit, I can look at it for hours and it looks awesome, and I can give it to somebody else and they'll be like, well, shit, you spelled your name wrong, dummy. Oh, sorry, my bad. That's the benefit of having other sets of eyes take a look at it without taking things personal, because again, you're so attached to it emotionally, it looks awesome to you. But get others involved, make sure things are dialed in, make sure you're reading the instructions, highlighting the key points so you don't forget anything. Another point about details. Early is on time is late. I heard that years ago when I was going to the Chabot College Firefighter 1 Academy. That was the first thing we were ever taught. The academy started at 5 p.m. And we are told, for those that showed up, all right, at 4:55, all right, early, you're on time. If you're on time, though, at 5 o'clock, you're late. And of course, I left the part out that if you're late, don't bother showing up at all. Well, it doesn't work that way in real life, because we'll still lower the bar in real life, it seems like, in fire departments across the country, and still let you be there if you're late. Oh, yeah, we may discipline you because you're late and, violating policy, but that's beside the point. But when it's your promotional process, be there early. Don't be a bell tapper. Don't be you all work with those bell tappers, 8 to 8 out the gate, meaning some of those people are right at 8 o'clock. They just sort of slide into the parking lot. 8 o'clock the next day, they're already waiting to go at the end of their shift, and it's just on time. I'm not getting paid to be here early. I'm not getting paid to stay late. Hey, your promotional exam should be one of the most important days in your life. So make sure you're on time. Prepare for parking, because sometimes parking could be a challenge at your headquarters or at your training facility, or sometimes departments use like hotel facilities or conference facilities because they need lots of rooms, and the department doesn't have those rooms at the training center or admin center. So make sure you know where you're going, get there early and plenty of time, make sure you can park correctly. Don't stress yourself out, and follow the instructions, because I remember one time we had a candidate at one of our promotional processes years ago. They were late, and I remember making the comment to the chief. I was still, I think, a firefighter, maybe a captain at the time. And I go, they're not on time. They're late. Kick their ass out of here. And the chief goes, well, we can't really kick them out because we didn't put it in the announcement that they had to be here on time. All the announcement says it'll be from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock Monday. And I'm thinking to myself, because we didn't put that you have to be here on time, that if you're late, you'll be disqualified and sent home, we have to accept you. Okay, if this person can't get there on time, how are they going to be on shift? I know things happen. I know there's excuses, and I know there's good excuses, and I know there's shitty excuses. But anyway, guess what was on the next announcement? If you're not here on time, you will be disqualified and sent home. But that's the world we live in. But that's okay. Don't let that be you. But it is about the details. Read the fine print, because again, the announcement or the instructions they send you via email, snail mail, whatever, there's usually fine-tooth details. Bring a resume, don't bring a resume, report to this location at this time, this room, and especially if it's a big place or a place you're not familiar with, like a conference center, take the time to get there early. Take the time to prepare it, because to me, we understand that you're nervous and stressed out, especially if you want something bad enough. I mean, that's normal. Well, to me, the best way to help your nerves and your stress levels to prepare. Rehearse, prepare, put yourself in the position so when it's game day and you walk in the door, you're still going to be a little nervous, as you should be, but hopefully you're like, you know what, I got this. I prepared, I can do the job. I've done as much as I can, given the best of my abilities and the time I put forward, and what's meant to be is meant to be. But take the time to prepare to reduce stress. I remember another time I was at another department's promotional exam talking about details. And I remember at lunchtime, the department provides lunch, which is normal for promotional candidates because they don't want the candidates leaving. So they'll provide lunch. And, like most departments, you wear your full dress Class A uniform. So, the blue coat, probably not your dress cap, but the white dress shirt that we rarely wear, the tie, the wool pants, and the shine polished shoes. I remember one candidate at lunchtime took off their Class A coat, and underneath their white dress shirt was not a white shirt, but it was their blue fire department t-shirt that has the big billboard logo on the back. So when they turn around their white dress shirt at lunchtime, you could see the big fire department logo coming out of the back, not to mention the white socks that clashed. And you may go, this is not a fashion contest. I know it's not, but I bet you if I looked at that department rules and regulations or policies, I bet their policies would say, when you're in a uniform, whatever Class A uniform, this is your attire. Now, some departments don't have it down to that level, but some do. And some say that's anal retentive or that's too much detail. Let people just be themselves, empower them. Well, yeah, that works 90% of the time, but there's other departments that want to have certain structure and professionalism, and, they have policies. It is what it is. But again, if you have a captain candidate that's going to the captain's test that can't even follow the rules and regulations or the policies of that department during the promotional exam, how do you expect them to be when they get the badge? If that's the way they are now, if they can't take the time to put the correct shirt on or wear the correct socks. Oh, forgot another thing. This same candidate forgot their tie. So they had to borrow a tie from someone at the administrative offices, one of the firefighters that wasn't in the process. They had to borrow it. I'm just chuckling to myself when I heard the story going, here's someone that wants to be a captain. They can't wear the correct shirt. They forgot their tie. Okay. One of the most important dates of your career. And you know what? If this is the way you're going to prepare for your promotional exam, how are you going to prepare for your shift? Maybe it's just a freak accident, and maybe that's unfair to categorize that individual that way, but that's reality. So don't be that person. Don't be that guy or that gal. So ultimately, if you can't demonstrate an attention to detail during the promotional process, how do you expect the raters to believe that you will be having an attention to detail if they give you the actual opportunity to get promoted? It's pretty simple. What you permit is what you promote. Walk the walk, talk the talk. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for the gift of your time. Feel free to reach out, connect with me on social media. If there's anything I can do, I'm a resource. Until the next episode, y'all be safe. Take care, everybody.